Hello again, this is Steve for LessonsOnlineTV, and in this video I'm going to present the tenses that are found in the modern Greek language. Well, first off, I think there are 7 or 8, I think it's 8, there are 8 tenses. And, well, let's start by actually separating the verbs first. I think I have said this, first off we have active voice and passive voice, okay? Both of these voices have all the tenses, all 8 of them, if there are 8. And they're all different. If a verb has both forms, it has an active form and a passive form, then there are different conjugations for both of them. Now, the tenses themselves are, well, I'll start with the most basic one. The tense is called Ενεστώτας. I'm not exactly sure about what this word is comprised of, if it makes any sense, but it literally means present. It just means present, present time. And it's the tense used to express, that something is happening in the present. So, I'll just label this tense as present and nothing else, because it's both, it's simple present and present continuous at the same time. There is no differentiation between these two in modern Greek, so it's both I do, I am doing. They are both expressed by κάνω, for example, just like that. After this tense, I'm going to write them in a specific succession. I don't know if it's of any importance. I think it goes from most common to the least common. It's the way we learned it at school. Next one is past. The name is παρατατικός. If you actually take part of it, it's paratat. Anyway, paratasi, it's when you postpone something. It probably has something to do with it. It's actually the word, the name of past continuous. Okay, so it's I was doing. Specifically for this verb, I'm just going to use this as an example. Έκανα. As you can see, there are some small differences, a different suffix and a little vowel in the beginning. I'm going to explain all these things in the next videos. Next one is aoristos, which literally means undefined. It shows it's actually simple past. It's actually exactly simple past. It's the exact translation. I did. Okay, but specifically for this verb, it's just a coincidence. But it just doesn't. It complicates things a bit. It's the same. There is no difference for this specific verb if I did something once or many times in the past, or if what I did had a duration, because practically that's what this expresses. With παρατατικός, you say that your action had a duration in the past, while aoristos shows that it happened once, and then it didn't. It stopped, I don't know, you only did it once. The next tense is μέλλοντας. Now, there are 2 branches of this tense. The usual one that we don't label at all, we just call it μέλλοντας, is actually called εξακολουθητικός μέλλοντας. That's a pretty big name. I'm just going to write it down for reference. Εξακολουθητικός. That's a pretty big word. It actually means something that is happening all the time, okay? So, it's future continuous. Again, I don't know why continuous always appears first. This expresses I will be doing. And specifically in Greek, it's really easy. It's practically the same idea. Θα is the exact translation of will, and you just do a conjugation that I will show you in a separate video. It's really simple. Just the next μέλλοντας, which is somewhat more difficult, has a small twist. He is actually called, I'll just write it short here because I need the space. st. It's actually a shortened form for στιγμιαίος, which means instantaneous, instant, that kind of thing. Στιγμιαίος μέλλοντας. It's like, I don't really know how you call it, but I suppose simple future? I don't know. And it's like, I will do. Again, I chose like this verb, and once again, there is no difference between simple and continuous. This is only like to help you for now. You don't need to actually focus so much. As you see, like be doing and do, they are both expressed by κάνω in this case. But it actually changes for other verbs. It can change. Next one is παρακείμενος. Well, just for reference, from this point onward, like this way down, all these tenses are going to be the perfect tenses that we say. This tense, παρακείμενος, is present perfect. This is like I have done. In Greek, easily enough, it's actually made in the exact same way. You use I have in a special form, like not really special, in a specific form of the verb that you're actually conjugating. In this case, I will just show you έχω, okay, I have. Done, you don't use done. In Greek, you say έχω κάνει. In this case, it's hard to explain, but I hope it's going to be clear enough when I do the specific, like, kind of conjugation for this tense. Just keep in mind that if you know one of these three, there's going to be two more right here. If you know this, then you can do all the rest. Like, you can actually do all the rest of the conjugations. You will say, υπερσυντέλικος, this is meant to be y, υπερσυντέλικος. This is past perfect, but I think it's actually called pluperfect or something like that, but past perfect anyway, to make it more understandable. This is I had done, okay? And easily enough again, you just use the past form of έχω, which is είχα. And this is exactly the same, like κάνει. You're just gonna use this thing all the time, the same way that you always use done here. You never change it. In the same way, you're never gonna change κάνει, for example. It depends on your verb. And the next one, which is the final one, is actually called, I'm gonna write it full. No, I'm gonna write it shortened form. Συντ μέλλοντας. This seed that I wrote is actually συντελεσμένος. It means something like completed, like already fulfilled. And this tense is actually like, I don't know, future perfect, that kind of thing. Perfect. And it is I will have done. Now, again, this is really easy. You take exactly the same thing. You actually do the conjugation of I will have, and this remains the same. So, I will have is θα έχω. I will have will. That's practically it, like the exact translation. And θα έχω, I will have, like it all goes as a set. And done, κάνει, in this case. It's always the same. These words are always going to be the same. So, this is like, yes, it's actually 8 tenses. These are all the tenses, like officially, that you can find for modern Greek verbs. There are different stuff. There's actually a lot of different stuff. For example, there is something that is not exactly a tense, like, I don't know how it's called. If you use θα plus and next to it put something in παραδοτικός, then you get I would something. Like you can actually say θα έκανα, I would do. Like there are a lot of things like that. But officially, like the actual tenses, these are the actual tenses. I don't even know if this has a name, but if it does, well, I don't know it. But I think this covers most of the things you're ever gonna encounter. Now, this is not a guide to conjugation. This is just an overview of which one, like the names of the tenses and everything. In the next videos, I'm gonna start like from the first going to the last, and I'm gonna show you the conjugations for, I don't know, 3 or 4 verbs, so that you can have like an idea of how things work. So this is it, actually. This is like a table, right? This is Greek name, English name, like English usage and Greek usage, like English format, that kind of thing. So I think that this is a complete guide, at least, to the names of the tenses and what they look like. So I think I'm done with this video. I will see you in the next video where I will start conjugating starting from present, enestώτας. Okay, so I will see you in the next video.